closeout, you attack. If you're late in rotation, that happens.
Lob! There are a couple of things you can tell about Chet Holmgren just from seeing him on the TV. He's freaking tall, incredibly charismatic, and he's one hell of a baller. Other than that, you can only assume what his life off the court is like. But just so you know, it's nothing you'd expect. Oh yeah, Chet Holmgren's lifestyle is a whole lot different from what you think. So stick around to find out what he actually gets up to when he's not hopping. In the modern day NBA, very few players play the game with as much flair and completeness as Chet. Whether in defense or on the offense, this dude is way more complete than most of his peers. And the secret to that lies in his early days. Before he came out with one of the most epic summer league debuts ever, Chet had a pretty standard basketball journey. He's born on May 1st, 2002, right in the heart of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Full-time Gen Z kid, for sure. Being born to David Holmgren and Sarah Harris, it's no surprise he's as tall as he is. After all, his dad, David Holmgren, is 7 feet tall, and he was pretty much a basketball powerhouse himself during his days. Oh yeah, Chet's father played college basketball for the University of Minnesota from 1984 to 1988. So you see, Chet has always been about basketball. Dude literally grew up playing basketball under the guidance of his father and his two sisters. His basketball journey didn't start to take shape until he was 11 years old though, in 6th grade when he began attending Minnehaha Academy, a Christian private school in Minneapolis. It was here that he started honing his skills on the court and showing traits of something special. It may sound wild, but at that young age, Chet was already standing tall at 6'2". And a random fun fact, he was teammates with Jalen Suggs back then. Yup, the same Orlando Magic 2021 5th overall pick point guard, Jalen Suggs. Together, the two developed into some of the top players in their class. And despite the challenges, like Chet breaking his right wrist during his very first season, he didn't let that slow him down. This dude somehow found a silver lining and used this time to sharpen his shooting skills. Fast forward to 9th grade, Chet was already 6'9". By his freshman year in Minnehaha Academy, Holmgren put up solid numbers, averaging 6.2 points and 3 rebounds per game. And the cherry on top is that his team won their second consecutive Class 2A state championship. But that was only the start. Dude kept on getting better at an exponential rate and began attracting attention of the top D1 schools in the nation. When he eventually caught the nation's eye was in August 2019, when he crossed over none other than Steph Curry at Curry's own SC30 Select Camp. How about that for making a name for yourself? Before we continue with the video, I need your help. It won't cost you a thing and is as simple as one click, yet it will go a long way to ensuring that we can keep creating bigger and better videos for you. So please, click that subscribe button. As the years passed, Holmgren racked up a number of all-time games that kept the spotlight on him, like tearing up a Sierra Canyon team that had the likes of Bronny James, Brandy Boston Jr., and Zaire Williams on it in January 2020. By his final year of high school, dude was averaging a whopping 21 points and snagging 12.3 rebounds per game. He also led his team to what would be his 4th championship title in Minnehaha. With such a record, it really wasn't a surprise when he already had about 30 scholarship offers from college basketball programs in his junior year. Eventually, in April 2021, he announced he was going to play college ball for Gonzaga along Jalen Suggs. After an insane freshman season, Chet decided it was time to play with the big boys, and he declared for the 2022 NBA draft. From there, you know the rest. He got selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder as the 2nd overall pick and had a summer league debut for the ages, only to get a Lisfranc injury that sidelined him for the entire 2022-23 NBA season. But now, in his rookie season, Chet just might have become even better than before the injury. 11 points and 4 rebounds in his debut against the Bulls, 16 points, 13 rebounds, and a whopping 7 blocks against the Cavaliers just 2 days later. He really took the league by storm, and he hasn't stopped yet. I mean, the dude is definitely giving Victor Wembanyama a run for his money in that Rookie of the Year race. And if he does get to win the award by the end of the regular season, it'd make Holmgren the first rookie since Blake Griffin to be Rookie of the Year after sitting out their first season. Not a bad company to be in, don't you think? And while we're on it might interest you to know that Chet is also up there in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Oh yeah, you heard that right. No rookie has ever achieved this feat before, but he's got a serious shot at it if you ask us. We mean averaging 2.6 blocks per game, ranking in the top 10 for literally every defensive stats category. He's currently the second most likely candidate after Rudy Gobert, based on a number of different analyses. And you already know the NBA. The big players get paid big, and Chet Holmgren is not an exception. All that recognition is doing pretty great for his bank account. Take a look at his rookie deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder, for example. This deal is no joke, as it's worth a jaw-dropping $44.9 million, guaranteeing some serious financial stability for Chet. The deal is fully guaranteed, showing just how much faith the team has in his skills and potential. And under this contract, Chet's set to rake in an average annual salary of $11.2 million, putting him right up there among the top paid rookies in NBA history. Talk about balling out from the get-go. On top of all the financial perks of being a star NBA player, Chet is also making a ton of cash in the world of endorsements and sponsorships. With his great skills and, let's be real, undeniable market appeal, he's caught the eye of several big-name brands, scoring some major endorsement deals along the way. These partnerships have not only boosted Chet's net worth, but have also solidified his financial footing even further. He's got very lucrative endorsement deals with brands like shaving products company Philips Norelco, data analytics and software firm Athika, smartphone brand Google Pixel, and designer brand Neiman Marcus. Interestingly, these deals have been coming in since during his school days. You heard that right. Chet was already making waves in the endorsement game. He scored a major deal with Topps, which was the largest name, image, and likeness deal in basketball at the time. Before we continue, did you know our purpose at Sportivations is to create valuable and exciting content? But we can't do it without you. Your support will go a long way in allowing me and my team to achieve our goals, so make sure you subscribe. Chet also has a pretty cool endorsement deal with Nike since October 2022, just after getting drafted into the league. He got this deal with 13 other rookies that year, but given how Chet's first active season has turned out, it'll only be a matter of time before he gets his own signature Nike sneakers. So what does he do with all this money he's making then? We mean, all play and no spending isn't exactly an NBA superstar lifestyle. But again, we've already told you Chet's lifestyle isn't what you think. So don't be too surprised to hear he doesn't actually spend like his peers. He hasn't gotten a mansion like a typical NBA player. He hasn't gone on any massive spending spree or gone partying. Nah. The only thing we can actually point out that he has spent on since getting into the league is a brand new Audi RS7. And let's just say it, if getting one car is all you want to do, then this ride is the right choice. Frameless doors, A7 range, Alcantara steering wheel, a set of 22-inch gloss black 5 V-spoke wheels, equipped with the carmaker's black optic package and boasting a twin turbocharged V8 engine that produces 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet, which goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. And it costs Chet well over $120,000. What can we say? Dude knows his cars. Other than this, Chet Holmgren has kept his head down and focused on his game, particularly being aware that getting injured in his first season means he has some catching up to do. Speaking of his injury, Chet had to undergo foot surgery for it weeks after, but as soon as the surgery was done, this kid got into the gym and he stayed there. His recovery routine after the injury was to lift weights for upper body strength and practice his shooting without putting weight on the injured foot. Chet also made sure to be at the OKC training facility from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, cheering on his teammates despite not being able to take part in general training. He spent this time evaluating from the sideline and studying how the team he'd soon play on worked. This attitude to learn and get better is one of the things that gives him an advantage over most of his peers. Speaking about the experience of being sidelined back then, he said, "It's great to be able to learn and get better in any capacity that I can. I'm trying to soak up the knowledge of how things are done around here, so when I get back in there, I can seamlessly plug myself in." Fast forward to today, and we can definitely see all that work paying off. One of the few flaws that can be found about this dude is that he's really skinny and doesn't have the physicality of most NBA players. But here's a little surprise for you though. In an interview with Jenny Fisher after getting drafted, Chet was asked about the one thing that everyone should know about him. And guess what? His response was that he lifts a lot of weight and actually eats a lot. That means that his being skinny has nothing to do with his diet. Following up on that fact, after Holmgren's OKC faced Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets in late 2023, the European superstar made a comment that Chet needed to get a little bit fatter. His response? "It's hard to get fatter when you're not fat. Gotta start somewhere, I guess." Simple and sweet. That pretty much sums up Chet's entire life. His personal life is something he's pretty tight-lipped about. and details about his family background and relationships remain under wraps. Instead, he focuses his energy on his basketball career and giving back through philanthropic efforts, like when he donated nearly 200 coats to some families in need in his home city of Minnesota after a fire in December 2022. Perhaps he's still getting used to the spotlight, or maybe that's just how it is. Whatever the case, we'll be keeping a close eye on him to find out. Oh, and in case you missed our hot video about Victor Wembanyama, here it is for you.